Hi everyone! So another thing that happened this past semester is that my first graduate student, Sally Wu, graduated. So she's now Dr. Sally Wu. And for that reason, I asked her to put a small video together where she reflects on her experience in grad school.
Hi, I'm Sally. I'm doing a guest vlog today for Martina. She asked me to tell you a little bit about my story and my experiences since I recently graduated from her lab. So here we go. First, a bit about my background. I graduated from Haverford College. It's outside of Philly, and back then I didn't know what I really wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something in the field of education. So the first thing that I did was an internship at Carnegie Mellon with the Pittsburgh Science of Learning Center, where I actually briefly met Martina back when she was a graduate student. But importantly, I got to do some hands-on learning sciences research and enjoyed it a lot. I felt the field of learning sciences was very appropriate for me. But before I applied to graduate school, I worked for a few years. I worked at a nonprofit in New Jersey where I worked with community volunteer teachers to design curriculum, and I worked with some of the students in the inner city schools. I also worked at a research firm in Massachusetts where I built some research skills, but I also learned a bit about for-profit evaluation, and I learned about some of the learning sciences projects that were being funded by NSF and IES, and it was all very exciting. During this time, I was also applying for graduate schools, and through this, I met a lot of wonderful professors and their graduate students, and I still follow them and cite their work, so I think they would have been amazing to work with, but I really felt like Martina's working style was going to work well for me. She was fairly new at that time, but she was ambitious, she was highly organized, and her research interests aligned so well with mine. I was interested in visual representations, but also just broadly transfer and metacognition and so many key learning sciences topics. It was after working with Martina where I started to hone what my research focus would be. So that happened through working with Martina in my first year to get a sense of what research in her lab was like. I worked on her projects, was also able to do my own research experiment and figure out my path. Then I was lucky to get a 3-year fellowship, which gave me more time to write and time to explore side projects, including this collaboration with engineering that Martina is continuing, and future graduate students will be able to engage in some of those research projects. And also then in my last year, my 5th year, I taught an undergraduate course, which was challenging and work, but very fulfilling. So all of those experiences, plus the connections that I made through conferences and through the wonderful LS community at UW, the graduate students, the professors, I was able to set up my next job. So now I'm currently at Northwestern. I'm the Director of Curriculum Development, working with high school teachers to facilitate computational thinking in STEM disciplines. And so this is a CT STEM project that is headed by Uri Walensky and Mike Horn, who are also fabulous learning sciences researchers. So I hope that was helpful. I'm happy to talk more about my experiences, especially if you're looking at programs or thinking about research now, particularly in Martina's lab. Reach out. I'm happy to tell you more. I mean, for me, I'm a first generation college student and only PhD in my family, and I would not be here without the support of a lot of people along the way. So I'm happy to pay it forward and talk to anybody interested about what your path might be. Now, yours is probably going to be very different from mine, but if I can help, please let me know. Martina can pass along my contact information, or I'm sure you can find me online through my papers and some of my research trails. In any case, I wish you all the best in your own journey.